back to CNC Auto Works. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to be doing part 2 of this 351 Windsor build. We're going to turn this short block into a long block. We're going to start this long block build by slapping on a new timing chain. If you watched the old video, you knew I had a engine tech and I didn't care for it. It's really sloppy already. The one I pulled off of here had less slop than the new one. So I went ahead and ordered a Comp Cams timing chain. So we're going to get it on here, put the timing chain cover, flip this thing over, and put the oil pan. And we're going to get some paint on this thing. Some duplicolor Ford gray. It's the same gray that Ford sprayed on their blocks during the 80s and 90s. Or I don't guess 80s. I guess 80s was still Ford blue. But in the 90s, they went to this Ford gray. I was going to go with plum purple, but I seen that Motorsports Molly, she painted hers purple, and I wasn't nearly as crazy about it as I thought. So Ford gray it is. Gonna go ahead and throw the lifters in it and the dog bones. You guys know that this isn't a roller block. This is a retrofit kit from Comp. You just drill and tap the block, which I've already done here. It's super easy. I probably didn't go near as far as I was supposed to because the cam bearing journal's right underneath the two spots that you drill and tap. So I didn't want to get too crazy. You can kind of see there's just a little slack. But by the time I put the dog bones in here and put these little bolts back in and Loctite them, that ain't never going anywhere. The gray turned out a little better than I thought it would. Thought it was going to be a little lighter than that. The can that we had must have been on the shelf since 1940 because it didn't want to spray for nothing. And it came out about 50 different shades of gray. But it turned out alright. I'm going to go ahead and get them lifters in, water pump on. And we're going to get to bolting these Pro Max heads on. Got all that on there. Next step you're going to do is we're actually going to have to measure for push rods. I can already tell you the length checkers that we have are going to be too long for this engine. These push rods are going to be way shorter than anything we've really messed with. So we don't have one that short. We're going to get it on order and hopefully get this thing finished up in a few days. Once we get that length checker, we'll show you kind of what to do, kind of how we know to do it. What do you guys think? I think it's looking pretty good. Hopefully it runs as good as it looks. Well, instead of waiting a few days for a push rod length checker, we just used a welding rod, cut its length, measured it with a tape measure, and went ahead and ordered a set of push rods. They really didn't have the exact length that we needed, but they had something close. So we're gonna go with that. The length is 7.700. We're gonna go ahead and pull these studs out. I'm gonna put thread sealant on these because when I did unboxing of these heads, there was actually somebody commented to make sure I go ahead and seal them. So apparently he's had the problem, and my luck, I'll be having the problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust these guide plates and go ahead and put thread sealant on all the rocker studs before we put the push rods and put the rockers. What we do to adjust these is I just spin the push rod with the lifter all the way down. I spin the push rod until it starts to get a little bit of a load on it or starts to push a plunger in your lifter, and then I go additional half turn and then I lock them down. That's all I do. Went ahead and got a new harmonic balancer because my old one, the rubber was puckered out of the back like it had a bad case of hemorrhoids. So I went ahead and grabbed another one of them off eBay. It's like 25 bucks. prime the oil pump. Just use an 8mm socket and put it on the distributor shaft. It did pick the most ballless drill. You smell that drill? It's not having a good time.
Smells great. Still getting it. It's getting warm though.
You got 2 over here not oiling. Next, we're gonna get our intake manifold put on. The gasket set that I got had cork China wall gaskets. That's a no-go for me. So I just threw the intake gaskets on there and just put a bead of silicone across the China walls. I went ahead and put just a little silicone around the water jackets. Just a little extra precaution. Some guys may, some guys may not. We're gonna get that intake thrown on here and probably call it a day. I mean, you guys know what valve covers are. You're gonna get your own choice of valve covers, and for the ignition system, I'm actually gonna run a big cap HEI. Yeah, I know they're ugly, but parts are everywhere for them. They're self-contained. They're a good unit. I've had many issues with the little small cap HEIs, and I can't afford MSD, so we're just gonna go with big ugly HEI cap distributor. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the bolts in this. Get this thing torqued down. Went ahead and went with this this style dual plane intake. I like the dual planes because I like the low RPM torque. Was gonna go with the Elbrock air gap, but things are too expensive for me. Another thing I don't like about them is, you know, they got the gap in the bottom, and they seem to hold dirt, trash, leaves, grass, anything that your vehicle can possibly pick up and run down the road. It finds its way into the bottom of that intake. I've got a knockoff Summit brand on my small block Chevrolet, and I don't know. I don't really like that part of it. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Until next time, we'll catch y'all later.